Hey guys, I'm on the north side of Chicago, about a 1 mile west of Wrigley, Mark, if you're
Oh, nice.
thinking sports. Wanted to touch on immigration.
Oh, he's gonna rub it in your face.
We just
Sorry,
live,
sorry about that, man. Big day for Wisconsin on Saturday
that you
night.
guys flew the L after the win. You guys we live rent free in your head. Milwaukee's just a suburb. Anyway,
Wins a win.
Ooh.
so I wanted to talk about immigration and just some of obviously Chicago's ground zero right now as it relates to the ICE raids. I mean, Obama was doing lots of raids of this sort, even in 2015, 2016. And the footage is heartbreaking when you see, especially families, in school lines and things like that. But there's a lot of, good to be done in the city as it relates to crime and, getting criminals out. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on where this goes. How long can Trump push it? Because everything's being filmed. Unlike 10, 15 years ago, we didn't see the footage like we do now. Um, because you talk to the restaurants, he's not coming for the restaurants in Chicago. If he does that, you've got real problems. You've got Trump supporters as part of restaurant groups are going to Washington now saying, "Hey, don't come for us." But you can make the argument there's still a lot to be good to be done with ICE as it relates to tracking down criminals and gangs. So, will Trump consider mass amnesty program like a
No,
Reagan?
No way.
no.
Never.
Well, Sean, talk about it like politically. Like when does the juice run out as a positive political as it relates to the midterms and in 2028?
I don't know is the answer. I mean, look, I think there's some obvious targets that he's hitting right now: Portland, Chicago, Memphis, probably New Orleans a little. At some point, like the juice does run out. But I think for now they're playing it out. But immigration safety is still a huge issue. I think he gets a lot of credit on it, especially in light of the contrast that exists between this administration and how the last one did it. So I mean, I don't know the time on this, but for right now, it's still a net positive.
Because Dan, it's a lot of resources and a lot of money. So curious. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic question, and I think Sean hit something that's important, which is the Democratic Party. We are not trusted on this issue yet. I do think he's crossed over the line. Joe Rogan keeps going off about this, about how outrageous this is. He's not the only one. I think Theo Vaughn had something to say the other day. He's beginning to lose the public. And we've always said this is the $1 million question. What do you do with the 14 million people that are here legally? But as long as we're not trusted, and I think what you're going to hear in the midterms is if you elect Democrats, they are going to try to defund ICE. They're going to try to go back to the way it was. So something is better than nothing, even if you don't necessarily like all my tactics and you think I've gone a little too far. If we can regain some trust, I think he's in trouble. But for now, he's not.
Matt, thank you. Grateful to you.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.